Hello. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to my Manic Mondayz. I'm your host, CJ Robles. This is the show where movies and mental health meet. And tonight's episode, I was calling the Indie Escape Family Hangout because we just had a meeting, and I was like, why not just? 'Cause technically, I didn't plan anything for this episode, so I was like, why not? Let's just get in on it. Let's just go and hang out and see who's here. Hey, what's up? Hey, Timothy, from Brandon's show. What's going on? He was over there. Brandon's and hanging out. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't see the views here. Oh, well, yeah. So now we're just on YouTube. So welcome to the Indie Escape shows that we are now only on YouTube for the time being. So if you want to like and subscribe, feel free. We are. Where did I put that? Sorry, where are we at? Here we go. This information will change soon, but it says Facebook right there. But we're no longer on Facebook. We are on Facebook, just not live shows. Had to change the profiles. Yeah, yeah, I gotta change it all. We got the show going. But yeah, no, my Manic Mondayz is just kind of the interactive vlog, just kind of hanging out here and seeing how the week was going. I got a birthday coming up real soon. It snuck up on me. I didn't even realize that when you get kind of so caught up in some things, you forget, time's just passing right by, and totally forgot that I had my birthday. I was about to pull the old school where Will Ferrell's character Frank the Tank forgets his birthday. But today I spent a little bit. When I got off of work, I spent a little time with my son. But a lot of time with my son. But I spent some time in the garden. So this is what I got going right now. The tomatoes are now in, but this season I'm doing this harvest a little bit less than I did last year. Last year I had like 8 or 9 different varietals of tomato. This is tomato. This is a cherry husky tomato. This is gonna be like year 3 in the same bed, in the garden bed I have, but this is like my 5th year like attempting the garden. So usually this pays pretty well. Takes a minute for tomatoes to harvest, but when they do, they pay a good dividends there. They yield a lot is what I hear is how you say it. But I started doing gardening when the pandemic hit 2020. And I went straight into gardening because I was just like, oh, I know I got to put my mind somewhere else and I got to focus on things. And yeah, that was kind of where I started focusing on just more on the gardening, because I had these 3 little raised beds that I wasn't really using, and I just kind of like would grow carrots, tomatoes. I didn't think things would grow, and then things started growing, and I was like, well, let me step it up a little bit. Let me get a little bit better at this, and I started focusing on a little bit more, and now I have a pretty decent garden. But I did have a weekly movie. But I have a guest in the green room. I need to get to him. But before we do, well, maybe I should share. Before I do, let me show the weekly video I made. Where are you at? You're right here. So we'll get started with the weekly video, and then we'll go from there.
Buy those cigarettes. Are you serious? How long have you been smoking? What is this, a cult? How long have you been smoking? Hey, you're not allowed to rent here anymore.
There we go. That was when I had the beard and the long hair. Well, you know what? That was just what that was my week I went through. We, I got the garden going back up, cooked a lot of meals, and had nice fine dining. I went to a stand-up comedy show with a friend of mine. Ty Gwynn from episode 2, our guest, he had a stand-up show. It was awesome to check it out and to kind of get to hang out with a bunch of comedians. Was fun. But with that being said, I got some people in the green room. I think it's time to bring the family members in without any introduction, or maybe just a little introduction. We have Gabe.
Hold on, can you hear me all right? I gotta change my profile. Because I don't know about changing profile, so I had to.
I got you. What's up, Gabe?
A lot of things. Tired, not retired. I'm definitely up, not sleeping. That's for sure.
I don't want to say it's overrated, because sleeping is very, very good for you. But sometimes you gotta.
Yeah, in my dreams,
dream sleep.
In my sleep I dream, and in my dreams I get to sleep. So.
Well, here we go. Here's a song I hear. Here's titled "Daydreaming," and I'll play a little bit of that while we introduce our next.
And why I make my daydreaming face?
I got Daniela in the green room. Let's bring her in. Let's have a hangout session here.
Being green.
And the daydreaming song. So here we go. What's up, Daniela? How you doing?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. Get a little dizzy here. This music is very trippy, very psychedelic.
Very psychedelic.
We're having a daydream. We're daydreaming at night, right before we go to bed.
Broke the window again.
That seems like something my son would say.
Oh, sorry, my computer window. Oh no, tab. Never mind. Broke it.
How you doing, Daniela? How's it over there in Alaska?
It is cold.
Alaska. Sorry.
It is cold, but I made it back to camp, so I'm just chilling for the evening.
So right now for the meeting, you were at a different location than you are here.
Yeah, I was at my office, so I hiked back from my office back to camp. So I'm in my room back at camp now.
Because you did say that I got to hike, and I was like, wait a minute, you got to go outside?
You know what? You live in Alaska. The thing is, sorry, I had to. Sorry,
Alaska.
John Carpenter reference. Sorry. Do you ever come across any of those interesting? What's it called? Discoveries of any structures like Alien vs Predator or a Thing-esque, or no? or like, I don't know if you ever watch Iron Sky. I don't know if you ever have what's her name, Sarah Palin, fly up there to unlock the pathway to the center of the Earth where dinosaur Hitler lives.
No, I haven't had that happen yet. But a lot of my horror stories are based on like creepy creatures in the Alaska interior.
Like in the show, what was it, The Terror? That was a good show. I didn't watch the second season on AMC. Sorry, that was the first one was like an Alaskan or Antarctic sorry, off topic.
But I mean, like, I would think, like, because you don't have a whole lot of light, right?
So... Well, actually, right now we're entering a season where it's going to be light all the time. So, like, we back, like, in January, we had our first sunrise, but now it's light like 12 hours a day. And in about 2 months, it's going to be light 24 hours a day.
Did I tell you what happened with my friend last cycle? My friend, Eskimo friend, had sex with his girlfriend, and the next morning she woke up 6 months pregnant. You get that, right?
Yeah. It's a lot of play on words, and they're all over my head. But
yeah. Well, when her water broke, it was just ice cubes. Anyway.
But I think it's just so trippy that like you have to like hike to go, and it's like what is it right now, like -20 or something, or?
Well, right now it's about like -10. It wasn't too bad.
Only, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, well, like this morning it was -30, so it warmed up.
Yeah. Mother Nature you give Mother Nature a Snickers, maybe we'll get a little bit more moderate.
Well, that is kind of crazy. Oh yeah, it was -30, but now it warmed up to -10.
Yeah, New York is like in New York. It's like all 4 seasons in one day. Morning is winter. Noon is spring. Afternoon is fall, spring, and then and then part of the afternoon is summer, and then you're back to winter at nighttime. So we basically that's New York. You experience all 4 seasons in one day. Or the falling means more people who are drunk falling on their ass, but ass and everything else is spring, winter, summer. Denver.
Gabe, did it
Summer
snow?
fun.
Has it snowed over there?
Earlier on in the year, there were times it snowed in April. There were times, but it hasn't been that way in a long time. I mean, I remember there was one winter we had like half a day of like one of the few years I didn't go to the Tourette's Association gala, and like it happened to be the half a day the entire winter. The entire winter it snowed. Happened to be that second half of the day when the gala was that dinner. But the next morning it was all gone. It was like it never even snowed. So people had a meme like never forget winter 2016, and it was like a little tiny piece of snow laying in the gutter, and that was it. It didn't even stick. It just snowed.
The first time I went to Denver,
Sometimes there's still global warming just sitting in my driveway.
Well, I drove to Denver, and I got there like it didn't snow, and I got there was no snow, and then I left and it was like a storm in between the time I was in there. So I happened to be there where there was no like.
You know why? Because that was before they legalized recreational cocaine in Denver. In Colorado.
That's what it was. They came in.
Yeah.
And
once they legalized, it snowed all the time. It just wasn't actually snow. It was like the snow from the what was that song from Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I hate cooking with them because like everything is about give it away now. Like just cook the food already. You already waited.
All right, Gabe. I'm gonna.
Sorry.
Everything I can't even take anything you're saying because it's a damn joke. So it's like literally.
Oh wow, that's insulting. It's fine. I know what you mean though. I know what you mean.
It's just like what's going on? Oh, look who it is. It hit 45 above in Anchorage today. Oh, look at sitting over there all warm and hot there, Raymond.
How's your Mac doing, Raymond? How's your Google Chrome doing, Raymond?
Hey, Raymond.
How's your StreamYard doing, Raymond?
How you doing there, Raymond? Good old Ray Shipper.
Everybody loves Raymond.
He's one of hey, still family members here hanging out. Real quick, I have to ask you two, and then we can see who can answer first. Or
Virtual
whatnot.
incest. Yeah, so I continue.
There you go. Manic Media.
I like it.
This is my new thing now, where I like to kind of ask my guests, like, what are they doing or what are they using right now to kind of help them, like, relax and chill out and
mediate that shit, you know?
Yeah. So what are you using right now to like to help you like or just to chill? Like what do you not even like to help you just to like what do y'all use it to like to just kind of relax or what do you do in your off time? Like Scott Minnie was playing records and then like Brandon like likes to listen to music as well. So it's like
you first, Daniela. I've been talking a lot and I feel kind of I need a shot.
Right, Chrome ain't happy on the mat.
Yeah, I tried to help him troubleshoot.
Prozac. Give him some Prozac. Give your Mac some Prozac.
We've got Chrome installed. It's just not working for some reason. It keeps saying that we don't have it installed, but it's there obviously. So I'll have to troubleshoot it. Help him troubleshoot when I get home. I fly home on Wednesday.
All right.
So by the way, I'm like where I am right now. I'm 700 miles north of Anchorage.
Damn.
So you're not in your home in Alaska. You're in a different. Wait. Your home is Alaska too, right?
Yeah, I'm in Alaska. So we both live in Alaska, but I work 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. So I actually right now I'm up north of the Arctic Circle. I'm 700 miles north of Anchorage for 2 weeks, and then I fly home, and I live with Ray. So I get away from him for 2 weeks every month.
That's how you make it work. It's great. And the Uber helicopter, you just gotta lift, go back and forth. Because, God, I mean, so Daniela, what do you end your time of? I guess I don't know. Do you have any like are you with like electricity? I'm not electricity, but without like.
Sorry, you're breaking up pretty bad. What did you say?
Was that a joke? Oh, I thought she was joking.
No, I'm asking like, what are you doing right now? Since I feel like you're kind of isolated. So what are you doing right now? Are you like watching movies? Or are you
Emphasis on the ice. Emphasis on the ice and isolated. Sorry.
So usually when I get off work in the evening, so I work a 12-hour day when I'm up here. So I usually get off work and I come back to my room and I just write. So I write my horror stories and stuff at night before I go to bed. I get up pretty early so I can work out before shift. And so yeah, that's pretty much my day. I write to relax. I write about killing things.
I think
better than actually doing it.
I think the medium works well when you do like it doesn't always have to be in. You can get it out. So I feel like if just like even like if like somebody's reading is one thing, but turn around and write, I feel it's the same amount of energy it takes to like do
we must speak from within, not without.
without. We have Ray saying, "I'm a helicopter husband."
Get to the husband. Get to the chopping husband. Yeah, I tried on that one.
What is that? I don't know. Helicopter husband. That means he likes to. Does he fly the helicopter or?
It must be one hell of a husband.
I don't know. I thought like helicopter meant that they hover over you, but he's obviously not hovering over me right now. So
no, just call him hella husband.
You're right. You're right. I am a helicopter parent. So yeah, you're totally right about that.
He's your biggest fan.
Better out than in. He said better out than in. See, he's here. He's hanging out with us.
He's hanging out with us, yeah.
And you can hang out without clothes on since you're not there, even if you were, I'm sure. But never mind. Sorry.
Hey, it's a warm 45 degrees. All right, I think you're probably right, Gabe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My kid is photobombing this right now. He's locked up he's in his little space confined box.
That's pretty cool.
Space.
The Chucky doll. That thing.
Actually, just sold it, but it's signed by a lot of the cast members. I just sold it though.
Is that anatomically correct? Like the actual size of Chucky?
Yes, but it's not. It's a good guy doll. It's not. It's not what the Chuck, the angry, like the real Chucky. Yeah. It's like one of the good guy dolls. But the one that looks more like Chucky with the angry face is much more expensive, just because of the
face
look. But just because of the face. But yeah, this one alone was expensive. But I got it autographed by a lot of the main cast, and I sold it. I also, as you can tell, I sold my Saw puppet twice. Don't get me started. But I want to get another one soon.
That seems kind of like Chucky in Alaska. That would kind of suck. Like him just stalking you. Like you're just.
Oh God! And that must be crazy.
Like he can't.
Do they have like the thing with the lights where you have to, like so you could see when it's like in all seriousness, like in the thing, how like for long distances when it gets dark, they have like the lights on they put like the thing with the lights on it so you could follow back to base type of thing. Do they actually do that by you? Or do you need to do that, Daniela?
So I'm like, I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. There's a temptation here to just totally mess with you. Like, no, we just hang out in the dark.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. No, I meant so you could see when you're outside walking from location A to location B. So it's like, let's say, do you know what I mean? It's
so like here where I work, it's like really well lit.
Okay.
But then so when I have to drive from this station to the other station down the Dalton Highway, there's absolutely nothing here in between. So it's like 60 miles of
nothing. My God. Yeah, so they would need some sort of path, something creating a pathway, so you know which direction to follow, like markers. Oh
no, there's markers on the highway.
Okay.
But there's no lights. It's just you and your truck.
When you say 60 miles of nothing, you literally mean it's just like tundra terrain, or like there's just.
Oh, you mean there are a highway? There is.
You're on the highway. You're on the highway.
Okay.
The Dalton Highway runs from Fairbanks to Prudhoe Bay.
I assume the stuff you drive there is made to resist any like sleet or like really icy roads.
It's made for the trucks that we drive are made for heavy duty, but they can get stuck in the snow or whatnot. So like when we're here on station, if we're going to go anywhere, we have to call security before we go between the different stations. And we have a system where we check what the road conditions are, and if the road conditions are bad, we're not allowed to go.
Oh,
no, that's great. That's great.
All right, so sorry to interrupt, but I got Brandon E. Brooks here. He says, what are each of your all-time favorite horror movies? Only two from each of you. Ladies first, Daniela, then gentlemen. So two your all-time favorite horror movies. You got to pick two of them. And we'll give Daniela
two of my all-time favorite ones, and that's a tough one. And it's funny, The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, working up here, that's just become like one of my all-time favorites. And then Poltergeist, the original one from back in the 80s, and the part with the clown, obviously creepy as hell. And the part where the tree tries to eat the kid, that's also like, man. Well, there's so many parts in that movie that just get you, but if I only had to pick two, I guess those would be my top two favorites.
Poltergeist 2, the tree like scared the hell out of me. Like,
Yeah.
was it 2 or is it 1? I think it's 2. But yeah, that tree that came alive, and then the
It
town
actually scared me more in Scary Movie 2.
with the fetus. Like,
He smoked Marlon Wayans. Yeah,
what are your two favorite, Gabe?
So, okay, I have to apologize, Brandon. I don't have one. Okay, so I can't answer that in the sense that I never have one favorite movie. I have favorite franchises, but even then it's tricky. Obviously, you guys will know my top favorite franchise is Saw, obviously. And for a second one, it's hard to say. I love the Insidious films. I'd say in terms of scary, like horror and scary are not the same to me. Like I have favorite horror films, even ones like Saw I don't consider horror, and then I have favorite scary films. Like Insidious, I consider both. So I'd say the first Insidious, but it's not really so cut and dry. But in terms of the horror franchises, Saw and Insidious, as you can tell, I'm a big James Wan fan. Like even growing up, I never had one favorite horror movie until I saw the first Saw.
Oh wow!
And even then, I didn't consider a horror. But like I had a favorite zombie movie or a favorite George Romero movie. I had Day of the Dead was my favorite. I had a favorite slasher. Like it was never just one. It was never just if for each subgenre I had a favorite franchise or favorite. It was never. I can never have just one. It's because I don't appreciate a film just for the film itself. I appreciate stuff within the film. I don't look at the over. I don't just take the overall picture or the overall picture, pun intended, but like the overall film. I take things of a franchise or within a film. Like that's why I love sequels sometimes just as much, if not more, than the originals, because I don't see things in there. I don't see things as absolutes. I'm not the Sith. I'm not the Sith. Sort of like how in Star Wars, like only the Sith deals in absolutes. Even saying only is an absolute. But I'm saying is like I can't. It's hard for me to have a single favorite anything. I never had one best friend. Even I always had at least two. It was never just one of anything, because I don't weigh things the way a lot of people do, and I don't like comparisons, but I also see things differently, even in ways things I like and dislike. You know what I mean? I could have a film I don't like and still appreciate elements like great writing, great cinematography, great acting, but I don't have to like the film itself. Even stuff I have a personal distaste towards. Also, I can have a film I love and not disregard, that continuity's not accurate. This, that acting wasn't so great, that character. I don't see, I'm sorry, Brandon, I just don't, it's hard for me to answer that because it's not one of those answers I can answer in a simplified manner. Saw would be, in terms of a franchise, I'll say horror franchise, even though I don't consider it as much of a horror psychological thriller, Saw is my number one, yes.
So forget about Halloween, and I don't say forget about because they're all up there. I can't focus on
Halloween
those. So like Halloween's already great. What's up there? Nightmare on Elm Street, love those. I love that French fries is up there.
French fries.
I love French fries. The Friday the 13th, I love them all. So I grew up watching those, but there was these two movies I saw as a kid that I saw like recently.
You what as a kid?
I saw as a kid.
Oh, you saw.
Saw. But these movies, I'll say that like just off the top of my head, like my favorite horror movie, like I'm going with horror, and these are kind of more of B horror movies. One of my favorite, or I don't want to say favorite, just like I like watching it because it's trippy. It's a scary movie. It's called Children of the Night. It actually has a star in it from this is a vampire movie. It's Peter DeLuise or. He's from 21 Jump Street. He was one of the actors from 21 Jump
original,
Street. Yeah, the original series. And this
movie
looks
familiar.
Yeah, this movie right here, like I remember it scared the crap out of me. And I saw it like 3 months ago, and it still scared the crap out of me.
You know what it looks like? It looks like one of those VHS cover tape, like that. Like the cover looks like something I would see it when you go to Blockbuster and the VHS tapes you can get they were like one of those 90s or 80s horror style poster covers of a
And like these,
I love those. I love those. They're practical effects, very practical effects.
That's what I like. And also like Night of the Demons, Demon Knight 2. Those are, and also Pumpkinhead, like Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkinhead, I remember Pumpkinhead.
And but I could watch those whenever. I can't like watch Lord of the Flies. I can't watch that. I can't like that.
I watched in high school, and why did people? It's so traumatizing.
That's like that for me. That's more of a horror movie.
Yes.
Than the movies that I've seen because I don't know.
It's
Like
one of the reasons the first Hunger Games I didn't like. Watching kids kill each other is just I can't.
It's insane. So we got some comments here from Ray. We have bright lights mounted on our shotgun for bear protection. Don't speak up on us. Don't sneak up on us. Oh, you have a shotgun? A light with your shotgun? Oh yeah, I've seen that. That seems very, very common. Could Gabe repeat that again? Oh God.
Oh, he's waiting. No, I have so many things. Like I don't know which to say, but I just
Brandon E. Brooks, you cracked me up.
I don't. Yeah, this yeah.
Brandon E. Brooks, great choices of all. Children of Night is an underrated horror. Yeah, dude, it totally is, man. But it's also like, it's a horror. To me, it's a horror movie. Like my son has to watch that by himself by accident. I can't introduce him to that one. Like I'll introduce him to all Kevin Smith movies because I'm like, even Tusk.
How old is your kid?
He's gonna be 4 in May, so he's still 3. But he like absorbs a lot. So I was like, I don't really want to like I stumbled onto these movies and they scared the crap out of me, and apparently they still do. Like Pet Sematary 1 scares me like crazy, but Pet Sematary
I think I saw
2,
the second one before the first one.
Yeah, Pet Sematary 2, I could watch that one. That one's not
really
bad.
The second one scared me. The first one was more traumatizing with the kid getting run over. Like that's why Hereditary scarred me for real life horror as before. No, Hereditary, like the kid getting decapitated.
Yeah, the face, the head.
Yeah. So sorry. Yeah. So that scared me for a real life horror before it got to me at a horror level. Sort of like what the first Pet Sematary did. It hit your emotions at a real life horror level before it got into the real scary horror, like the cinematic horror.
Let me ask you this, Daniela. You're out there in isolation. If you were to write a creature feature with your environment, what kind of like supernatural?
That's a perfect writing environment.
Yeah. What would come to mind? Like, what would you think? Like, would the Thing be something, or like me? I think just like an encounter with like a bear, like in the movie The Edge or something. That'd be a good like nightmare. Or what do you think? Like as a creature feature?
Definitely an isolated. I feel like
So I'm actually working on something.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
I don't want to. This is live, so God forbid anybody. We could always sign something, but not everybody watching could sign a whatever they call those things.
So I'm actually working on something. We have a lot of our fellow indie community that are working on werewolf films. And so I'm doing something a little different than that, more of like an Arctic were creature, because up here, one of the phenomenon up here is during the winter, around the winter solstice, the full moon never sets up here. So we're in total darkness around the winter solstice, but the moon around the full moon, because of the angle of the moon, never appears to set. So it just kind of circles the sky. So I am working on something based on that. We're completely isolated. We could be in a situation where the Dalton Highway could be completely cut off from both directions, because we have Adigan Pass to the south and we have Prudhoe Bay to the north, and then you could have some sort of were creature on the loose. So,
can I just cut in? Yeah, I just want to mention, just because I want you to check out this film, because I think it's important for the sake, because I think it would be a great inspiration for your book. But at the same time, because we don't know the story, I just want you to check out this film because I want you to be original, obviously, But don't just check out the Wolf of Snow Hollow. Is one of the greatest. Like have you ever seen it?
No, I have not.
The Wolf of Snow Hollow, one of the greatest werewolf movies I've seen in years. It takes place in more like an Alaskan type of, I'm not sure if it's a community, but it has an amazing twist like nobody expected. I just think you should check it out. And definitely what you were telling us is what I was what I was hoping the show that the first season of The Terror would be, because the Wolf of Snow Hollow. But like the first season of The Terror was like an Arctic, like it takes place in the 1800s, like an expedition with the British or 1700s, and I think what you're explaining should have been more of an element of that show, which was amazing. But I think what you're explaining would have given that show a little bit more in terms of the creature feature element of it.
I just gotta say, for the I guess continuity, or just because you can't see the full moon, does it mean the full moon's not there?
Well, it's I'll save that for my story.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah, definitely,
because
that would be an interesting. Because that would be an interesting element to explain.
Mine's going to be a little bit more horror sci-fi than just straight horror.
Yeah, I feel like there's never been a werewolf movie that explains those dynamics and more intricate stuff about the moon as opposed to the werewolf himself. Like it always revolves. Sorry.
Yeah, this is the sci-fi part is going to take on why the moon pulls into play, and it's not going to be a wolf. So that's also
So what I'm saying is that, but that's very original. I'd love to read that or see that because I love that.
Yeah. And so, and also, and I've been posting stuff like kind of little teasers on my Instagram and Facebook. What would be the most fearsome, like if you were to create an invincible Arctic warrior? So what animal would you blend with human DNA to do so?
Man, bear, pig. Sorry.
Yeah, that's kind of where I went with like bear or
half pig, half bear man, half man, half bear pig. Sorry.
So yeah, and so that's where I'm kind of going with it. But you know, it may not just be one animal that they screw up. You know, it's kind of like Jurassic Park. They screw up.
Clever girl.
So,
yeah. South Park could adapt from yours and give like Man Bear Pig a spouse using your story as a template.
Oh my gosh, I was just thinking like along those lines. Did you guys ever see the Canadian book Bear?
No. Canadian book Bear? No, I have not.
I did, but I think I paused in the middle. Oh, sorry, no, close.
It was a legit romance novel written in the 1970s about a woman's romance with a bear.
That actually sounds like the ending. Oh, I should. The movie Red Riding Hood with Amanda Seyfried and Gary Oldman. You know that one? They made like a fantasy, like a
this right here,
Grimm's.
I believe that's it. Yeah, this was a Canadian novel. It won awards and stuff like that, but it was this woman having a romantic affair with a bear. And it was just like, wow, this is like so. I've never read it, but I've read the reviews and stuff about it, and it's just so weird.
And it wasn't canceled yet.
Hey, bear.
It has not been canceled.
Ooh, so let's not give it too much voice, look at this one. Then it will be.
Look at this one. It's got an image of her and like the bear being intimate, and then the other
one.
Well,
yeah, it's she has an intimate relations with a bear.
Yeah, but you could barely see. Oh, there you can.
That barely makes any sense. Hold on, let's got some comments here. I'll play. Oh, Ray says I'll play my age card. The Shining.
That means nothing about your age. You grew up on the classics. Right?
And the Shining and Nightmare on Elm Street came out when I was young.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I love those movies. Brandon E. Brooks. I was alive when those came out too, Ray. So I understand. Those are two classics indeed. 30 Danielos of Night. Oh, the highly anticipated sequel to 30 Days of Night.
Well, that would actually be the end of the trilogy, and she would be like, yeah.
Ray says she writes about Arctic beasts. That's why I'm featured a lot.
Oh wait,
because of that.
Wait, did his doctor say he's morbidly obese too?
I don't know, but I like the word Arctic breast. I mean, beast.
Arctic breast. Wow! You just pulled that out of nowhere. You know what? Put that in your book. Copyright that.
That's the monster, Arctic breast.
No, but I just wanted to mention the Red Riding Hood with Gary Oldman and Amanda Seyfried was like a Grimm's fairy tale approach in a modern day, but not modern. It was made more modern in the last 15 years, and basically not revealing the twist of who the werewolf is, but basically somebody she's in love with gets bitten, and the last scene is like basically her giving like a not so kosher look at the wolf who's giving her not so kosher look. So it sort of implies bestiality in there, in where bestiality. At a sort of half and half.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Here, I got it right here. You're talking about this movie right here, Riding Hood.
Yeah, not the porno. Please don't.
Not the porno. No, I'm trying not to go too low, but this one right here.
Because it wasn't grandmother's house. She was. Yeah. Anyway. That would be
okay.
Yeah, the artwork is great. It was beautifully shot. It just was a silly film. It had its parts.
I'll tell you one thing. Side note on Little Red Riding Hood. My son has a book called Little Rude Riding Hood, and it's about manners, and I like that book a lot.
And I love the name. That's like sets you up for it. No, I love that. That's great.
Here, Brandon Ebros. Hashtag Arctic Press.
Hashtag Arctic.
Hashtag Arctic Press.
No, it's no. It's well, you'll really, to make it more like to appeal to guys too. You want to be Arctic breasts.
Oh wow. I was gonna say
because I feel like this is appealing to my Tourette's. Arctic breasts.
You're trans. I was gonna say
I'm nitpicking of the.
There's hashtag, but it's also # Arctic breast. Can we still call it a pound sign?
So basically, you're saying it's like a pound the breast type.
Pound
the Arctic breast.
Every episode, Danielle ends up with a viral hashtag. Oh god, that would be
well.
good.
I'm still. People are gonna ask. I said to somebody, so they're gonna wonder why there's a hashtag on a landline, and somebody said, no, the next generation is gonna wonder what the hell is a landline.
I don't know, dude. I tripped over a wireless cord. I'm still walking. So
yeah, well, I had a rotary phone growing up. I still remember how to use it. God,
dude, yeah. I had a beeper and a pager. I don't know. That might be.
No, I never had those. I know people who still do. By the way, much older people
called doctors.
Doctor. And I have, and then actually, I think they should have named veterinarians doctors. But I had the original Game Boy, and Game Gear, which was discontinued. And let's see, how else will I date myself? Oh no, but there's something else I want to mention. I grew up on, before I got into horror, Swamp Thing, the animated series.
Yeah.
And then it was like Abbott and Costello Frankenstein got me into horror. Then it was Bride of Frankenstein, House on Haunted Hill, the first film to ever scare me. That's why I love when David Madison brought up the Vincent Price stuff. He was like my first favorite actor, Vincent Price.
I got a movie here for y'all that I really like. It's not really horror, but it's more like a comedy horror. I don't know, but I love it. It's got Lance Hendrickson.
Oh, I love him.
Have you seen Man's Best Friend?
Oh yes, I forgot that was on SciFi Channel. When I was a kid, that was almost always on. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Have you ever met him?
I haven't met him. Daniela, have you seen this movie?
No, I have not. No.
It was like a modern. It felt like an updated version of Cujo in a sense.
Yeah, kind of way. Yeah. A genetically engineered dog escapes from the science facility.
No, actually, I take that back. Maybe I have seen it. It was kind of like one of those movies that would play on TV at like 3 a.m.
Or even like you'd watch on Sundays, like sort of like how WB used to do a Channel 11 movie at one night. Like SciFi Channel would do these. They would edit it out a little bit, but they would have movies on all the time. Yeah. And even if it still exists, now it's sci-fi, but like they used to have the SciFi Channel. It was like a Saturn type of logo.
Yeah,
Do you remember that?
It was very low.
Cablevision, yeah, Cablevision. It was before they had all these other cable services. It was strictly Cablevision.
It was low tech. And it was very it was. I mean, I remember that. No, Sci-Fi.
But they had all the classics in the 80s, 70s, all the classic cars. Even it had everything from Sci-Fi. And I remember growing up on that.
Yeah, Sci-Fi Channel also had like they had like their own version of sci-fi movies, but they were like really low budget and horrible. Like I believe Sharknado kind of came out of that.
Yeah, Roger Corman's been doing those for years.
But those,
those were. But then there was like Sharktopus,
Frankenfish.
But they also had like TV shows. They also had like the shows that would also be on Basic Day, like Millennium, which was also Lance Hendrickson, and there was like Twilight Zone, Night Gallery, Tales from the Dark Side, all those classic stuff. Also more modern. Usually they had stuff that already existed, but they had their own stuff. It was before there were no streaming services like that when we were growing up. It was all cable or basic cable.
Growing up, Daniela, what were there any like shows that stuck out to you, like like Twilight Zone or anything like that where you're like Alfred Hitchcock or anything like or like the what's it called, the Highway to Hell, or what's it called, any shows like that?
Yeah, one of my favorites growing up was Tales from the Crypt. I mean,
yes.
I would stay up late to watch that, and then also the old Twilight Zone. Because I would stay up late to help my mom record that. She'd have to pick up my dad late from work. He worked the swing shift a lot. And so I would stay up late to record the old, I don't know if you guys remember, like Nick at Night would have the old Twilight
Zone. Did you use the VHS? You put the VHS in and taped over, or either taped over one thing or you bought a blank one so you had so you didn't break the FBI warning thing that nobody even cared about on VHS.
Yeah, so I would stay up late and help my mom tape her because she loved the Twilight Zone and she loved Star Trek. So she would always have me tape the.
Some of that was on basic cable? Tales from the Crypt was also on basic cable at some point. It was on like Fox.
It was on HBO. So Tales from the Crypt was on HBO, but yeah, I remember Twilight Zone was on Nick at Night, and I can't remember what Star Trek was on, but yeah. I remember loving the old Twilight Zone, and then Tales from the Crypt was HBO.
But I remember when I was a kid, before we had cable, I remember Tales from the Crypt had aired some episodes on basic cable, and it wasn't edited out. This is before I had, and I don't. You remember like somebody maybe was Fox?
there was that because they really.
My brother turned it off because my grandmother said this is disgusting.
I remember there was a controversy there, and also I'm not mistaken, I don't know, I don't want to say this because I do remember watching it where it was edited and it was horrible. And then but I remember
it's like watching Sopranos on PBS or TNT. PBS, you have like
UPN.
6 minutes of a 49-minute episode. Like Mad TV did that skit. Like, and the next scene, like somebody's at the other side of the room, half finishing a sentence or a word, and then the next thing is a curse. So the next
it cuts them all out. So it's all
like from airing from 6:01 to 6:07.
The Sopranos edited. But I was like, dude, I remember Tales of the Crypt. It was like, I liked the movies. I liked the Demon Knight a lot. I really liked that movie, and I even liked Bordello of Blood.
Demon Knight was superior though. Not superior. Like I liked it more.
Billy Zane was like my first actual, like when I did cosplay the conventions, was when my first like celebrity actually just had a random cool little just a random cool conversation with him, and just talking to him, I was like, I need a damn selfie with Billy Zane. So
he's a left right, like he's wackier than all of us. Like he is,
but he's so like he's in the zone.
He's in the zone, but he's out of his mind in the zone in such a friendly, sociable way.
Yeah, he's like it's insane. And then he was cracking jokes with me, and I was like, holy shit, you could just talk to him like that. Like I didn't know you could do that.
We were taking a photo, and he's like, here, just let's do a random. We're just looking at nothing in the ceiling, like.
Well, the cool thing was I took a selfie with him, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't like that." And I go, "Yo, you look good." He goes, "No, you. You want to do it again?" And then I look at it. I look at the photo, and I'm all. I was like, I was like stunned. I was like, "Oh, Billy Zane." And he goes, "Okay, you can smile. Come on." And I was like, "Okay." Like,
you definitely have a nicer smile than I do. I look creepy.
Okay,
that was cold.
No, that's my smile, not yours.
I wanted to see that with the dogs, the kid riding on the bike. Yes, Brandon, I've been meaning to see that film.
It's called The White God. Is a fantastic foreign film about dogs that get pissed and fight back against oppressors.
I've been meaning to check out that film. It looks so good.
I want to watch that.
It looks like a darker version of, or like more like the very artsy fartsy, dark and unique version of a Wes Anderson film, but it's more in the sense of it's not a parody. It's more symbolic and very just cinematic, and just very unique story. Very different. Than
I mean, it's in 2014.
I remember seeing the trailer. I'm like, this looks so different and unique, and I want to say. And I never watched it. And it's funny. I think the same guy, or it had a similar style. There was this movie about a god, or about like people praying to God, and God is like this old man in a wife beater, and he has a family, and he's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I gotta look up, but it looked very similar to that, but it looked funny, but it wasn't funny. It was serious. It's almost like God was so sick and of having to deal with all the people and people like praying to God and people suffering and people doing great. And it's like God is basically this old. It's also like a French film, I think, like White God. Where God is like this old guy in a wife beater who just has had it. I gotta find the name, but it was also looked very unique and a very an original path to a style of a film that I've never seen before. And White God is like that.
I'm up for a lot of things. I saw this Ryan Gosling movie with Ben on our show Side by Side. It's called Only God Forgives. Have y'all seen that one?
Is it an older one or a thing that's lesser known that he did?
It's like a foreign film he did in Thailand. I think it's in 2014. It's pretty graphic, dude.
I was going to say Drive, because that was also more of an artsy film. It felt like an artsy film, that movie he did, Drive, with Bryan Cranston. It was
so that has a lot of gore in it, right? Drive.
Yeah.
So Are you okay? So any gory movies pop
Not
out?
gore, but like graphic. But sorry.
Well, graphic. I would say. Oh yeah, because gore is like more like.
It's a different, over the top. Yeah.
Do you have any? Do you have any off the top of your heads? Any like gory movies or any graphic movies that you're just like I said like.
Foreign, you mean?
Huh? Or like I saw in any movie that you like, or like you like Saw. You like all Saws. What's your favorite death? Like or the or like
well let Danielle answer first, because ladies first, and then I'll answer that question.
And I said only one death, Gabe. Okay. So,
no, but I have but I'm not. I'm gonna explain. Well, sorry. Go ahead. No, I know. I'm gonna answer, but let Danielle go first, because
no, that's okay. I'm gonna have to get offline because my internet connection is breaking up really bad.
All right.
I can barely hear you guys. So
I'm sorry.
No, I'm okay. You should be thankful, because most people don't want to hear me at all.
No, it's I just can barely, like, you're like, my screen is like, I can barely hear. My screen is frozen. I have no idea what you guys are saying.
Oh, all right. We'll see you later, Daniel. Thank you for hanging out. It's so great. We'll plug in Zero and Cold Fusion. See, she had to go. She couldn't hear us. We'll she'll hear us. Danielle,
I give her a lot of credit for having to hear us.
Well, she said she couldn't hear us.
No, I mean for the time that she did.
So what? All right. So give me your here. I'm gonna give you the last.
So it's not a favorite. Okay, so I'm not. So for me, I don't watch Saw for I watch Saw for other reasons. However, I like the traps. I have one favorite trap. My number one favorite trap, not the death, but the trap. And the thing is, because my favorite traps are the one that are like you know how the Saw movies always have twists. I like the trap, not traps that are twisted, traps that like you don't see it coming. Like it's sort of like what the trap will do or does is like a mystery until it actually occurs or happens. My favorite one, and this is probably the most underappreciated, underrated trap, because it's in a lot of the fans' least favorite Saw film, and I think that this film is criminally underrated, and that was the Saw 7, the 3D, which is originally the final chapter, which was originally going to be 2 films. But because 6 even though 6 was one of the highest praised among fans, it didn't do as well, because a lot of fans fell out of it with 5, because 5 a lot of felt were disappointment in terms of the Saw films. Yeah. And Saw 6, which was praised amongst all the fans who saw it, majority of them did not do as well. So instead of do Saw 7 and 8, originally up to in 2011 they do an 8. They consolidated it and have to underserve, or what fans felt was underserved for the final Saw at the time. So my favorite trap.
Okay.
So my favorite trap was called the Iron Pig. It was like a brazen bull, because all it was is this girl on a platform. It was Sean Patrick Flannery's wife, and she's supposed to die if he doesn't complete his. And when the trap formed itself, it was like, what the? It's like my friend really jumped back in his seat. Like not even the 3D. It was like, what happened? It was like it was like just a platform she was sitting, being chained to. All of a sudden, it lowered. And it formed itself like it basically out of nowhere. It started it's like a transformer of a trap, and then all of a sudden it looked like you thought it was a rocket, because it sounded zzz, and it was like a pig. It was shaped like a pig or a bull. Then it was like an oven. So it was it's just you don't see it coming. You thought it was like a rocket ship about to take off or something. But it was like nobody saw that trap coming. My friend literally jumped back in the seat like, what the fuck is this thing? It was crazy. And it was like that delivery itself was a twist.
I haven't seen Saw 3D yet, but I do.
That's one of my favorites since the first. 6 and 7 are my favorites since the first.
I do kill it for myself though. I'll do the kill. I'll watch the kill counts. I'll watch them, or I'll just go through and see. Because just I'm like, let's see what the scene. Just to see where the quality's at these days. And
it was a delivery. Well, you'll see that Saw 7. The color correction was terrible. That's why a lot of fans didn't like it, because the blood looked pink. I think something happened where whatever filter they put over it changed the whole lighting. Looked completely different from every other film in the franchise.
Now I saw up to 4, and I was like, all right, I gotta take a break. But I want to go back. I mean, I've seen a lot of the death kills.
Right, but also you have to watch it because it's not just the traps and it's very intricate. The storyline is very intertwined, very deep, and one of the biggest and one of the best twists in the franchise since 6. But you might not be able to follow it completely if you don't remember 3 and 4. But there was something planted in 4 that connected to 3 that in 6 was explained, and it blew your fucking mind. Because I even asked Costas, did they plan that? that's what's great. Like they when they write a film, when they sometimes prepare for the following film while they're filming, like ideas. They're planting stuff, but also planning a story before while they're working, before they're writing the film before it. So like I knew there was going to be a 4, 5, and 6 before 3 came out. And then when Jigsaw died in 3, I'm like, how the hell could they do this? Yeah. But then one of the twist mind fucks in 4 is that 4 was taking place at the same time as 3. And and a lot of people didn't realize that when they got to the end of 4. Like, it's like, how the hell is this happening? Like, even the director, Darren Lynn was reading the script and said, what the fuck is going on? Like, and then you read through, like, it's like, wait, what? How is this happening? Like, it's just very intricately and well written. Yeah. Though there is always, when you have any sequel or movie, TV show, there's series, there's going to be continuity errors, but that's how it is. Don't magnify them. Don't let them misdirect you from the greatness of the franchise and the films.
Yeah, that's because that's what we're here, the fans and also the creators. We do both. We like to be on both sides and keep a good balance. But yeah, dude. Well, I guess we're out of time. It's already 10 o'clock, or 10 o'clock where I'm at, 11 o'clock where you're at. So I'm gonna just
better late than pregnant.
you gotta guess tomorrow night, or
I do. Oh yeah, it's Steve Rubin, who is a writer, director, and producer. He's also been a unit publicist on a lot of films, like what was it? Porky's 2, Weekend at Bernie's 2. I'm trying to remember. There was I posted it, I forget, but he did work on big documentaries. He's a genius when it comes to like cinematic information. Like he wrote the book that was like the encyclopedia of James Bond films. He's been he wrote the Ghostbusters short documentary on Ghostbusters films from during the Ghostbusters movies. He also, not just Ghostbusters, but you know what? And I'm drawing a blank. It's on my wall. Just give me a quick second. I'll scroll here quickly. Here it is. He was a unipublicist for a number of films. He wrote the James Bond Encyclopedia. Television documentaries on Casino Royale, Never Say Never Again, Ghostbusters, Silent Night. He's in documentaries on The Great Escape. He's worked on films as a unipublicist on such films like Weekend at Bernie's 2, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, Porky's 2, Shake, Rattle, and Rock. So yeah.
Weekend at Bernie's 2?
Weekend at Bernie's 2, yeah.
Nice. That's one of my all times. Actually, both of them. I like both.
Better chime in. Yeah, I've seen him at events. I've never actually met him, but he seems to be a really great guy who plays Bernie. I'm drawing a blank for a moment.
Who the guy that plays Bernie?
Bernie.
It's oh god.
Damn, I know.
It's right on the top of my name. Right on the top of my tongue. It's
Terry Kaiser.
There you go.
Kaiser.
Yeah.
Terry Kaiser Schulze. Terry Kaiser Schulze. Terry Kaiser Schulze.
Yeah, Terry Kaiser, man.
Then there was the underappreciated sequel to Honey, I Blew Up the Kids, is Honey, I Laminated the Kids.
Honey, I Laminated them, yeah.
Honey, I Laminated the Kids.
But that was from the critic. Cool. All right, good night, Ray. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you for not smoking, right?
Thank you for not smoking. Well, thank you for everybody hanging out with Gabe and I on the Escape Network and on my Manic Mondayz. It's just kind of a hangout session tonight, just to kind of see what everybody was up to. Brandon has a flight. Joe has a thing. And like everybody else is busy on Monday night, so I'm happy for those people that get to hang out with us. It's great. And
Mondayz and Confused. That should be one of your other shows.
Mondayz and Confused. So Daniela has what's it called? Cold and Fusion. So she has her show coming up, and it's gonna be on a Thursday night, I believe, on 2 or 3 Thursdays. I'll make sure I plug it in.
We've got to drink on Thursdays. Get hammered on
Thursdays. And then you have your show tomorrow. And then Brandon Ebrox has his show.
Cynicism.
So yeah,
that's why I need you to help me set up. I want to put in the video, the music thing you made.
Oh, yeah,
you got rights to that music, right?
I purchased it. I made sure.
Perfect. You're a good guy. You didn't have to do that for me, man. I would have gotten the music for free.
Oh, don't worry.
I pay $200 a year from Vado Elements for all these videos I do. I get free video templates, music, all these, for After Effects and Premiere. I pay $200 a year. I use it with the license for free, and that's great.
I should be doing that. Well, thanks for the advice. See, this is
video editing. And if you're going to be making a film, it's worth it. You don't have to pay a dime for anything you get on this website. There's thousands of stuff that you could use. I don't know if it works for film. I know it's a lot. They have like stock footage, like like aerial views of cities. Like, so let's say, in Batman, you see those aerial views of city, and so they have that on the site. They even have time lapse videos of the, like you see like over the day of the sun setting, or It's great. It's very convenient, especially when I like me use somebody doing like when I'm editing promos and video reels and short stuff. So
yeah, no, this is awesome. Well, thanks for the advice. I'll look into it.
I'll send you the link.
Send me the link. All right. Well, I'm gonna get us off or take off.
I'm getting off myself. You don't have to help me with that.
I have to help you out here. I was like, oh god. All right, we're logging off. Thank you everybody for hanging out here with Gabe and I, and we'll see y'all later.
Good night.